Entrepreneurs are liars. That's right. You, definitely you. Every founder, CEO, and business owner trying to build a successful, long-term, financially successful business, we're all liars. Including me, including these guys. We tell ourselves that everything is fantastic, that we're solving the world's problems and living in a constant state of vision, ambition, and fulfillment. But deep in our heart, we know that's rarely the case. But being a liar in this way is a good thing, necessary, right? Because building a business is bloody hard, and a little bit of positivity goes a long way. Even when things go terribly wrong, like there's not enough cash to make next month's payroll. It's okay. We'll remain positive and assured that everything will just be fine. We'll just keep pushing forward. This is just a small hurdle we need to overcome. This type of positive outlook is referred to as a reality distortion field. It's a term made famous by Apple icon Steve Jobs. Now, as entrepreneurs, we live in this distortion field every single day. I mean, think of your daily hustle. Jumping out of bed, ready to fight the good fight and chew up and swallow whatever challenge is thrown at you. We all need a bit of that Jobs bravado, am I right? See, the reality distortion field is great, and it works until it doesn't. It can delude us. The thing is, we can get so caught up in a positive self-talk that we miss the clues, the important details. We delude ourselves and think that whatever we know must be true. We start making decisions based on personal whims, on biases, on gut feel. And then, of course, there's a breaking point. A key customer leaves to a competitor, or one of our key employees goes AWOL. We don't have enough cash to make tomorrow's pay run. We freak. We panic. We start to make executive decisions. We need to call in our debtors. We need to make more sales. We need to raise more capital. In this state of flux, our focus is on survival. Forget about the strategy, forget about the business plan, forget about the 20-page investor memorandum presented to our investors. Our focus is just survival, just getting through to the next day. We make decisions just to survive. Decisions that are often contrary to our vision and our values. Decisions that often cause us to fail. I've been there. You've been there. We've all been there. It's what makes us human. You see, as entrepreneurs, we spend so much time operating in the trenches, just trying to work these stupid amount of hours day and night just to try to get ahead. Rarely do we get the opportunity to take a step back and actually objectively assess how we're really performing, how we're really going against our goals. I think the technical term for that is tunnel vision. And you see, when we're caught in the grind, it's really easy for us to make assumptions and estimates. And when the reality distortion field is in full effect, those assumptions and estimates can be completely misleading. You see, when you constantly see life through a rose-colored lens, you might have an inflated sense of growth, or you might completely underestimate the costs of running a business. And when those hunches go unchecked, so is our ability to make good, rational decisions. Numbers are the antidote. Numbers poke holes through your reality distortion field. They're binary and bring an objective reality to your often emotionally charged decision-making process. They're not influenced by your state of mind. They're binary. They tell the truth. Numbers don't just ground us. They help us take a step back. They can elevate us into a state of higher level thinking. Numbers provide us with perspective, a frame to help us make smarter, data-driven decisions. You see, your financial statements are actually a useful tool. They're a reflection of how you're actually performing, not how you think you're performing. They're a reflection of reality. They also leave clues, important details. Clues like, how do I improve my cash flow? Or how do I scale? What to do next? Your numbers tell a story. You just need to understand what they're trying to tell you. As a chartered accountant, I've worked with hundreds of businesses, ranging from startups all the way to ASX-listed companies. I've stripped back the covers of their financial statements and shone a clarifying light into the clues and the detail often hidden in their numbers. My craft is helping understand what the clues are within their numbers. I love this craft that I've built a business doing it. My craft is helping them see the light. Now, after reviewing hundreds of businesses via an analytical lens, naturally you start to spot patterns. You start to see trends, characteristics or traits that separate the superstar businesses that just seem to generate positive free cash flow and just continue to print cash without even trying, versus the other ones that just struggle every month just to break even, no matter how hard they try. Now, I was surprised to learn that the characteristics of these two different businesses wasn't subject to the industry or the size of the business, or even the demographics or the psychographics of the CEO or founder. I discovered it was a disciplined attention to the numbers that propel the company to long-lasting greatness. You see, the most successful companies quantify everything and pay strict attention to what the numbers are saying. Business, after all, is a numbers game. Numbers can help keep your eye on the prize. So you started your business, I suspect, for two reasons, right? The first one is to leave your legacy, to leave your mark in the world, to solve interesting, world-changing problems. And for second, you did it for financial freedom, right? You did it to generate some degree of wealth. Finance is freedom, am I right? Whatever your reason, knowing your numbers is critical to your success. As Warren Buffett says, accounting is the language of business. If you can't speak the language, how the hell do you know where you're going? So, I mean, why don't we pay more attention to the numbers? Well, firstly, we're not all like this guy. Yep, Bob the accountant. Large corporations have lots of resources to pay teams of Bobs. There's a financial accountant Bob, there's a management accountant Bob, there's a bookkeeper Bob, there's even a CFO Bob, right? These teams of Bobs unite, and they only have one job, to pay strict attention to the numbers. They help drive strategic decision making. Cash in this case is a competitive advantage, right? So where does that leave you? The struggling entrepreneur that can't splurge on financial firepower like the big guys. How the hell do you make decisions like them if you can't afford the resources that they have? Well, I mean, you could always learn about accounting yourself, right? I mean, you could always borrow a textbook from the library, learn about, Luca Pacioli and the invention of double entry bookkeeping. Or you could jump on Investopedia and learn about fun stuff like why debits must always equal credit. Riveting, right? Or you could even ask your tax accountant for advice. That's Tax Bob, different type of Bob, but The problem is with Tax Bob is he seems to be more concerned with the tax deductibility of your entertainment bill rather than the fact you've incurred losses for the last 3 quarters. Wake up, Bob! Let's face it, accounting is boring. The concepts are dressed up with confusing jargon and redundant acronyms like EBITDA, FCF, and ROCE, alphabet soup. It's a domain closely guarded by academics who are writing ever-changing accounting standards to keep up with financial loopholes and business models. The profession is complete with practitioners that don't actually understand how business works. They speak in tongues in order to guide their hourly billing rates. They're not incentivized to help you, the struggling business owner, to get ahead. You know the worst part? Accounting is misleading. That's right. The numbers in your profit and loss and balance sheet aren't actually reflective of your financial position. Oh, let me prove it to you. So this is an example of a company that is clearly crushing it, right? That's their profit line. And in 1999, they're reaching close to $1 billion of profit. Awesome, right? That's an amazing company. Why wouldn't I invest in a company like that with that growth? Well, what if I told you that company went bankrupt just 2 years later? That's right, Enron. Everyone heard of Enron, right? A few corporate crooks that would manipulate their financial statements. Financial engineering, I believe, is the technical term. Fooling tens of thousands of investors, mum and dad investors, just like my parents in the room today, lost their life savings to a bunch of corporate crooks at the top. So what the hell happened? How does a company show an illusion of profit while entering bankruptcy. How the hell does that make any rational or logical sense? Well, what's furthermore is how can we call bullshit in the ruse for the next one that just blows up? How can we call or see the trends before we lose all of our money? Well, if you looked at their cash flow, the company's ability to generate a cash flow, that would tell a real story. As you can see, they were hemorrhaging cash but showing profit. It's an example of how accounting is flawed. You just need to know where to look. You see, accounting fails entrepreneurs every single day. It's failing you. Now, I developed my accounting chops from years helping my clients, but to be honest, it wasn't until I started my own business that I really understand how to use numbers to drive decision making. Working with entrepreneurs, what I realized was accounting is so confusing to most people because no one ever taught us functional literacy with your numbers. Most content out in the market is pregnant with academic concepts and just bullshit jargon that is largely irrelevant to your business's success. There's no practical guide, plain and simple, to help drive what's important to your business. The truth is, accounting is not difficult subject matter. I mean, despite the stereotype, you don't need to be Asian or good at maths or statistics. Despite what your accountant says, you don't need to know the difference between a debit or a credit. All you need to know are the fundamental principles, the core bits of tactics and principles that will set you up for success. The raw, stark naked numbers that are actually meaningful to your business. Now, being an accountant and business owner myself, I wrote this book to help entrepreneurs like you, many of you in the room, right? To make your numbers work for you. This book is about leverage, how to hack your accounting for success. Applying Pareto's principle, I'll only teach you the core financial principles that you set you up for success. In other words, the 20% of tactics that will give you 80% of the leverage. This book is complete with actionable, practical insights into how you can grow your business using numbers as your aid. Techniques to improve your cash flow, grow your revenue, even predict the future. There's no jargon, there's no stuffiness, there's no bullshit. Just strip back raw naked numbers to help you understand what you need to succeed. The numbers matter. Your financials tell a story. You just need to know what they're trying to tell you. Let me uncover them and help you understand how you can use them to your advantage. So, summing up, this book is not about getting rich quick. We'll leave that to guys like Ty Lopez. I do not promise killer sales funnels or data-driven Facebook marketing hacks to scale your business to your wildest dreams. That's all rubbish, right? What I can promise, though, is by reading this book, you'll be on a journey to master your business's finances. You'll understand the core tactics you need to understand to set you up for financial success, to improve your profits, to improve your cash flow, and help you grow a successful long-term business. You'll be able to have a conversation with your CFO and accountants and actually understand what the hell they're trying to explain to you. You'll be equipped with the core principles that will make you a more effective CEO. Your numbers tell a story. You just need to learn what they're trying to tell you. Thank you.